Hello everyone, welcome again. So today we will talk about the namespace. We will explain how they work, what they are, and why we need them in our code. Okay, so as we can see here, I already opened the Arduino IDE, an open example of the analog read serial. Okay, so let me connect the Arduino IDE. So let me connect my Arduino board. Okay, so let's say now I have this sample of code. This sample, for sure, we don't have much process or much parameter here to handle. It just, we declare a variable, read the data from the sensor, we print it out, then we take a delay and we continue this. But can you imagine if we have more than few hundreds of instructions? Okay, so for example, you have, let's say, let's talk about the instructions. Let's say you have few instructions, or let's say we have 100 instructions. So we have, sorry, you have instruction 1, instruction 2, instruction 3, instruction 3, instruction 4, instruction 40, until instruction 100. Okay, so for sure this one not easy to handle them, not easy to go through them, not easy even if you want to do some changes in one of the instructions or one of the functions. Okay, so the good idea is to dividing them into groups or families. Okay, so let's say we have, we have group X or group A got these members. Okay, then we have group B that contains, say, instruction 33, whatever. Got this. Then we have group Z say, for example, 11, 22, 66. Okay, so we divide them into groups. So now it's easy for us to track each one of them and also to modify, add on, or delete any of them. Okay, so everyone will be following the member. Then this member, it will belong to a group. Okay, so with this way, we can easily track, modify, address, and even the code will look very professional. Okay, so let's start. Let me comment this. Okay, so here, as we say just now, let me upload. We have nano .5. Okay, so this code is just straightforward analog read. We read from channel number 0. I connect the potentiometer to channel number 0. Here we go. It's go from 0 all the way to 1024. Okay, so in order to use the namespace here to make our code looks more professional, more tidy, so first I need to see how many member I have here, or how many member I can separate. So here I can say, here I have declaration, I have reading from the sensor, and there I have printing. So first of all, I can say, okay, this sensor, I can move it to a new family, okay, or a new group. So I'll make new tab. This tab, sorry, I can say only. guess, okay, let me save it. Okay. So now I believe I can make, yes, I can make a new tab after we save it. Okay, so now let's say this is the sensor tab, sensor.h. Okay, so in the sensor.h, first of all, very good example to start our code with pragma once. So this one means the code will be running only one time. Now this tab will be run once, and then I'll come to my namespace. So my namespace here will be sensor for sure. This means I'm in the sensor space now, or sensor group. Here, what I want to do, I want to take this function and put it in my sensor. Okay, so this one for sure is mean whenever I call this function, it will return the value that I read from channel number 0. So I will make, since the function will be returning the data or returning something, so I will use void. Sorry, I will use integer. Void will not be returned. So integer, let's say read sensor. And inside this, I will return this one. Okay, so this function will return the analog read of channel 0. Okay, so here I will say, if you want to take the data or to read the data from channel number 0, you need to access to this family or this group and then go to the member name read sensor. Okay, so now when we compile it, for sure the compiler will not be happy because it say, okay, I understand this is the family or group, and also, okay, this is the member, but I don't recognize the group not declared here in this one. And yes, we need to declare the group now, or declare where to find the group. So we have to use hash include. Where to find this one, we find it here in the sensor.h. So now the compiler should be happy because they can find where is the group and the member of the group. So now we haven't done anything, we just moved the read function to the sensor.h, so we expect exactly, sorry, not the monitor, we expect exactly the same as the original one. We haven't done any modification yet. Here we go, see, go from 0 all the way to 1024. Okay, so now let's say I want to do some process to my variable, to my data. Okay, so now the data stored where stored in the sensor value. Let's say I want to do some process on the variable. So I will make a new tab. I will call this processes h. Again, hash pragma once. So now in this process, for sure we need namespace. So the namespace, I will make it process. Process is a keyword. Let's make it small. Still keyword process. Make it data process. Data underscore process. Okay, data process. So now in the data process, what I need to do in the data process, first of all, for example, I need to divide this value by 2. Okay, and since divide this by 2, I don't want to return same like this one will return the value to the to the main code, this function, I will not return any value, but I will try to change directly on the variable name of this one. Okay, so on the process, I will, since it will not return, so it will be void value divide. So this one will divide the value, divide the value of what? Of this guy or this parameter. So this one equal to this divide by 2. Okay, so this one just take the variable divide by 2. Okay, and here for sure we need to tell the compiler, after this I need to execute this process, which is start from here. This is the group or family, and the member is divide. Okay, now let's compile it. For sure we expect some error. They say deprocess this one, we haven't declared. Yes, we need to declare because we have new process in their new family, so we have to use hash include processes.h. Now should be okay. I don't think so. Yes, this is the issue. Now they say, as you can see here, when we declare the integer, or when we declare the variable, we declare it in the main code here. When we come to the processes, this one is considered as a subroutine or subcode. This subcode not related to the main code. Mean any variables here not declared inside here will not be recognized. Okay, so how to solve this issue? Actually, there are many ways to solve this issue, but I prefer to make new tab. This is very, very good practice. New tab for global. We convert the variable into global variable. Okay, so we call these global variables.h. Okay, again, pragma once, and the namespace g variables. Okay, so these global variables will be hold our variable declaration. So we take this, copy, where is the global? Here we go, equal to 0. So now, no need to declare this anymore, it's in the global. Now if we if we compile again to say, hey, this one was not declared, yes, because it's where? It's in the global variable actually. You go to the global variable, you should find it, sorry. And same goes to here, you should find the global variable. But now it will not recognize this, yes, it's in the global and global variable. Now, what do you think? Does the compiler be happy? No. Now they say, hey, global variables is not recognized. Who's the global variables? They say, yes, you need to include it here. Hash include global variables of h. You say, yes, global variable actually is inside this file. So now, when we try, now here also don't recognize. We need to include the global variables here also. Hash include global variables.h. Okay, so these global variables will be global by the mean of can be accessed more than one tab. Okay, so now everything is happy. So let's upload and try and go to plotter, and again nothing happened here. We don't see the new data. Still this one from 1024 down to 0. So where is that thing we have changed just now? Yes, you can see here. Yes, we already called the function, do the modification, but we haven't printed out. So we can go here and print it out. So we can say this is the original value. This is we divide by 2. Okay, But here, because we use a bloater, the bloater will not allow you to do this, and also we need to use serial.print separator and semicolon. Now we should see the new data, which is half of the original one. Okay, let's see. Here we go. This is 0 for sure. I believe both of them 0. Now let's go up. Here we go. So the blue one is the original one. You can see blue 1000 something, and this one half of it, which is 500 something. Okay, they go to 0. Okay. So here we go. This one, the blue one, you can see around 600, and the red one 300. So which is half of the blue. The red is half of the blue. Okay. So here we can see how to add the namespaces and how can we relate the namespace of the member to the family to the tab. Okay. So make our code easy to track, easy to change, and easy to debug even in the future when you forgot what you were doing in your code. Okay, so here let me add more delay. Okay, so let's say we need to add more members to the group, or more members to, let's say here I need to add more process. Okay, this time I want to check again. I will use void. I will check this one. I will check if the okay. So I will check if my signal is less than 300. So I will output 0. If the signal go more than 300, I will output 1 or any value, just like we simulate a digital signal. Okay, so this one we can call it digital value. Okay, so this function will check if this variable, if the sensor value is less than, say, 300, then let me make new variable. You see, it's very easy now. You want to make new variable, we just add here integer digital value equal to 0. Okay, you want to add new process, you just come here and add, then you call it in the main. Very easy, very straightforward, and very nice to organize and arrange your code. Make it very professional. Okay, so now I'll bring this. If less than 300, I want it to be 0. Else, this one I want it to be, let's say 500. Any data. Okay. Now, if we run the code, for sure it will stop us and say, "Hey, who's the digital value?" We have to say, actually, it's a member of the global variable. Okay. Now it should be okay, but we haven't called it in the main. We need to call it in the main, which is here. We call this, and this one again is a member of data process. So now we can go to data process, digital value to digitize our data. Then we will print out our variable. Okay, this one is the digital value. Okay, the digital value is actually which value is this one, not the sensor data, but this. And since we want to plot it first, this one should be line, and we need to add more spread. Okay, so now the code should be done and uploading, beautiful, and serial porter. Okay, so now we should see 3 lines. Here we go, 3 lines. Since the red line is more than 300, this one will be positive. Now it will go down. Here we go. So now it's 0. Let's add some value because 0 cannot be seen. So you see now if I want to change, I directly go here. Let's say here, let's make it 150. Easy to be changed, easy to be traceable. Okay, plotter. Here we go. So now I will go down. So when the red line is less than 300, the green is the digital one, which is 100 something, as we said. Then we go more than 3, it will give us 500. We go less than 300, the green one will go to 150, and etc. Go up, down. Okay, so whatever, this is just an example. It's not, I mean, make no sense, maybe just to show you how to use the namespaces. Okay, so this is how we divide our code into namespaces, and each namespace or each family got their own members. Make it very easy to debug and even develop our code. For example, you can give every namespace to one of your subcoordinate or your engineers to develop the family and the family members, all the code. Then you can compile it from them into one main code to do the final target. And this way you can very fast develop your code instead of you make it in one piece that very prone to get a lot of issues and small mistakes. Okay, so now if you want any change, you can go, for example, add more variables, add more process, sensors, or maybe you can add more function as much as you want, as long as you can including them and also correctly declare them under the family or group name, then the members of that family. Okay, so we have reached to the end of this tutorial. I hope you have learned something new from this, and I wish you guys can use this in your new future code to practice a good way of writing your own code with very efficient way. Okay, so thank you very much and see you soon.